So, welcome guys to this video series. It's about learning C through Raylib. Basically, you will be having an real-time application using Raylib so that you can apply the same time while you learn C. So, for the sake of purpose, what we'll be using as the resource. So, I let me show you. I can show that to you. SYT Raylib. I basically use Linux operating system Ubuntu. So I'll be using this Dennis Ritchie, not Dennis Ritchie, is Dennis Ritchie book, second edition. I got it from somewhere. You can look also on internet. So I'll be using this one. So why to waste time? Let's get started. So for that, let me bring me some editor. I can do one thing is create some folder for better management. Intro 1, save. Then we can get inside it. So first thing is to let's visit some basics. So we can say vim basic 1.c and let's just start. I think it's pretty visible to you. Let me go. So vim is basically a test editor. You can understand. Right now it's not difficult. So okay, okay. So let's just skip. So to start, let's just uh, have the what are the things we're gonna study. So for the introduction, from the introduction part, let's just name what are the topics we're gonna study. So first is the introduction. Introduction is introduction. Introduction. Then we can go to types, operators, operators, or wherever I will be finding that I can use Raylib to show you some cool things. I will try to do that thing. 2, 3. Then third will be our control flow. Control flow. So control flow. Fourth one is functions. So functions and program structure. Okay. Fifth one is pointers and arrays. Pointers and arrays. If you're starting with the C as your first language, you will be finding easy to learn other languages like Python and C++ or Java. Because if you're easy with C, you will be basically good with others also. Structures. Then lastly, we're looking at input, output, and input and output. Then we have some file system. Then we have system. Then we have system. File system. Okay. So and there are also libraries. Lastly, we have some standard libraries. Standard libraries. This all will be covered with Raylib. Let me show you what is Raylib. Raylib is a library. So Raylib, simple ways to easy to use library to enjoy creating video games. It's open source platform to create a graphical applications and games. So it's it can be used in different languages, but it's written in C. So it basically have multiple functions that I can use to create games and graphical application. And it's open source. That's the good thing. That's a great thing. And it supports a different platforms. So let's just move it. So now let's minimize it, and we will be saving it, but not as a C file, because that's not what we want. I can change it later on. Let it be. I'm not running it. So, starting with the introduction. So introduction, let's just get into it. I think so. It starts from page number 5. Okay. So let's just get okay. Introduction. C is a general purpose programming language, and it's closely associated with Unix system. It was developed since both the system and most programs that run on it are written in C. Okay, C. Okay, we can just skim it. Don't need to read because I'm not here to read. See you programming stuffs. So okay, for many years, C was the reference manual of the first edition, the C programming language. Later on, American National Standard Institute established a community to provide a modern, comprehensive definition of C that we know as ANSIC, that's ANSI in 1988. So let's just move. Okay, C is C is not a strongly typed language, but it has evolved and it has type checking that has been strengthened. C is like any other language, it has blemishes. Chap. Okay, that's the introduction. Getting started with C. For everyone, the first program is Hello World. Hello World. So let's get the first program. We can say program one dot C, and let's insert. So first thing you need to include is the studio.h header file. Include stdio.h. Okay, and then we need to have this main function. You can say main, and then we can just curly brackets. So the purpose of this hello world program is to get with syntax. So just to printing, you can say print f, then you can write this brackets, and in between these brackets you can type hello world. Hello world. So let's just put semicolon because we need semicolon in the C. Okay. Okay. So so okay. So uh, now what we can do, we don't try to understand it now. What this main, what this printf, what this stdio stdio dot h. You just see what's happening. I will do one thing. I'll save this file and try to run this thing. I can maybe do clang and program and then run it. Clang is not found. I can do gcc dot io and name of the executable file program one. Then you can say program one dot c, and no such file directory. Okay, it's porg. Warning, return type defaults to int. So every main function should have a return type with one return type defaults to int. So what's the problem? No problem. We can see whether the object executable file or object file is created. So it's created. It's just warning. We can check. We can run the program one, and we have hello world. It's just warning that saying the default is int. Okay. So now let me get inside and explain what are the different lines, each line one by one. So so let's just get inside it. Vim pro. Okay. One thing we can do is first execute this and see what are the files inside. We want to get inside porg1. So vim porg1 dot c. Okay, again I'm doing mistakes, so don't worry. You can also, this is vim PIM porg1.c. Okay, so for Windows or other system, you can always find online compilers or anything. It's not a big deal. You just have to learn. You can also use VS Code. So let's start. And now let me explain the line. This line. Okay, not the screenshot. Include stdio.h, basically saying include the standard input output header file. It has some written functions which can you use. So next line is main function. Every program need to have some main function. So the warning was basically saying that you need to include this int and int. Then you can just need to, when you declare the